Stairs, rips one into the night, deep into right, way.
Moves to the right, it goes directly to Clement. Clement reverses it, and the pass goes into the end zone.
To Nick Foles.
It's a touchdown by Nick Foles.
He scores! Keith Prino is able to win it, and the Flyers win the title.
Can he get it off? Yes! And the Sixers win it!
What is going on, everybody? We are back for another live show with you. Join with me, as always, co-host extraordinaire, headband extraordinaire, and sleeveless t-shirt extraordinaire, Joey K. Scooter McGilly1. Joseph, how are you, bud?
Jakey B, what's up, man? Not a great day. Looks like we're not getting any baseball in the near future here, so I'm sure we're going to be venting about that a little bit. But other than that, man, Sixers look good, so I guess we can fall back on that. I guess things are going well.
Look, we talked pre-show. There's not like a set schedule, set topic that we're really going to be going over here. We talk about it all the time. Like, we like to kind of give off that just far side talking sports vibe. And so we're going to kind of be jumping around baseball, basketball, football, probably not hockey. The Flyers suck. And looks like nothing's going to change with that anytime soon. So why don't we just start off with baseball and what you kind of talked about there with just disappointing end to the day. They set a 5 p.m. deadline. I don't know why they shouldn't not be meeting. They should meet all day. You hear these head coach interviews for NFL head coaches last 13 hours, and they can't even have a meeting to get the entire sport back in action. It's not a coach. It's the entire freaking sport getting it back going. And they're like, nah, we talked face to face for like 15 minutes. We're good.
It's absolutely a joke and a slap in the face to the fans, to anybody that enjoys or loves baseball, to the players, to those minor leaguers that grind it out, to all the coaches, managers, you name it. It is a direct slap in the face. You said it, Jake. There's head coaching interviews where people don't get the job, where they interview for 8 to 10 hours straight in one day. And we are talking about a labor dispute where the entire sport could be canceled or delayed. And these guys are meeting for 15 minutes and then driving away and being like, nah, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't think that a lot of fans really comprehend. And I don't want to say a lot of fans, especially talking 215 fans. I give you credit. You're knowledgeable. You understand what's going on.
Of course. I mean,
I'm going to tell you right now, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But if your opinion is to side with Major League Baseball and the owners, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're wrong. I don't care what you say if you come on this show. I don't care what you say if you tweet us, DM us. If you side with the owners, you're wrong. Guys, this is supposed to be a negotiation. The owners, like Jake said, are self-imposing a deadline of 5 o'clock, which is arbitrary and means nothing because they went past it. The owners are the ones that are imposing a lockout, locking the players out from coming to work. The owners are the ones threatening and canceling games, not the players. So I want you to understand one thing. When there's two sides trying to negotiate, it takes two sides to tango. You don't just come to the negotiating table and say, I want it my way or nothing else, and then leave and be like, well, we can't say we didn't try. That's not negotiating. If you think you're on the side of the owners, you're wrong.
No, I mean, 100%. Like you said, everyone's entitled to their own opinion unless you're on the side of the owners because you're dead wrong. Yep. Like the big points of discussion that are kind of gumming up the works here is luxury tax, playoff baseball, and what is the third? Well, I have the third kind of as the minor leagues. I mean,
the minor league pay threshold. The minor league pay thresholds have been one thing, but what the first thing you said, the luxury tax.
Yeah.
Again, if somebody thinks that they're going to be on the side of the owners, guys, I want you to understand this. The Players Association said, we want to try and make the luxury tax $238 million this year. Major League Baseball came back and said, how about $220 million? The Players Association said, no, it's got to be higher than that. Major League Baseball came back a second time and said, How about 220 million again? Major League Baseball Association came back and said, guys, we started at 238 because we think that's fair, not because it's high. Can you come up to 238 or close to it? They go, I got an idea. One more time, the third time, 220 again. So, guys, this is real. This isn't stuff we're making up. They came back 3 times in a row from a negotiation standpoint. Didn't try to meet them halfway. Didn't try to nudge $1. These are billionaires, guys, that are lowballing the people that make them money. Okay, that's what a union does to make sure that there's fair wages. And they said 220. How about 220? How about 220? That's just a small part of this entire negotiating process that the owners have been manipulating. And that's just one example of it.
So, Joe, what do you think the MLB Players Association would say to if they offered something around, I don't know, let's say 220?
Or I like your idea, Jake, but I think, what about 220?
I'm really dead set on 220.
I mean,
like I'm thinking Rick Harrison from Pawn Stars, like literally just going, best I can do is 220.
Best I could do. How about instead of the 220? How about we just do 205? After the Players Association be like, you know what? Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Like, what do you think they're going to walk out of the pawn shop? Like, I don't want to hear, oh, it's going to hold up a lot of real estate in my shop. You're going to have to get the right person in here. No, you have TV deals literally saying, you know what? We'll give, $100 million to every team. Or what is it? 7 million, 70 million. I forget what that specific number is, but we're going to give every single team, X amount of millions of dollars that you can do whatever you want with. And teams like the Orioles, teams like the Pirates and all are just like, thank you, come again. Like putting it right in their pocket. And look, there's a number of different things. Some people really want a cap floor for teams like the ones I just mentioned that consistently just do not get up. They have payrolls less than what sometimes one single player is making.
Yeah.
And then you have other teams, and the players are kind of going mostly against that because if they believe if you set up a cap floor, you're going to actually set up a hard cap. And the players are pretty strongly against a hard cap. But really, if you look at outside of maybe the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Yankees, nobody goes above the luxury tax. So there basically already is a hard cap. I don't know, but I'm with you 1,000%. The owners suck.
Luxury tax is a fancy word for self-imposed salary cap.
Salary cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's going over it. You hear geniuses sitting like potted plants saying we're going to spend stupid money, and then we're millions below the luxury tax. When there are players
last guy that said we were going to spend stupid money. He actually didn't earn his billions. He was given it to him as a family fortune from a tobacco heir. So, yeah, a lot of these billionaires that are making decisions that you see really didn't do anything to earn their money. So let's just keep that in mind. These baseball players are earning their paycheck by working hard, tirelessly, dedication to their craft, trying to be the best in the world. I think Jeff Passan, if you guys follow him, said it perfectly. And if this is the guy that didn't say it, please correct me. But he said, if you took the next 1,200 best baseball players in the world and substituted them for the current Major League Baseball players, the product would suffer. Those next 1,200 baseball players would not be as good on the field. But if you took the next best 30 business owners in the world and let them be Major League Baseball owners, you'd see a better product.
Yeah.
They could run that company with the current players. So think about it. Would you rather have 30 new owners than the current players, or the same owners that are causing these problems and 1,200 new players of less caliber? That's all you got to look at, guys.
And you got guy like Rob Manfred, commissioner of baseball, commissioner of any sport, is supposed to deal with the owners, work with them, but feel as though they're working for the players. Like they're supposed to work for the owners, but have that relationship where they feel as though they're kind of that middleman, that guy that's just overseeing, trying to help grow the game, do what's best for the game. This clown named Rob Manfred is about as corrupt as the U.S. Olympic Committee and the FIFA Association combined. This guy, he's a moron. He does nothing good for the game of baseball. And players hate him. Owners obviously love him because he's always going to do whatever they want. Players hate him. He's consistently killing the sport, and he has nothing. He has no interest in it coming back right now. The owner said it themselves. They're willing to. Oh yeah, he's smiling today, and the owner said it themselves. They're willing to miss a month or a plus of baseball. They're like, no, we're fine.
Yeah. All they care about is having enough games for when the TV contract minimums kick in. So they have to play.
And they're not going to be losing money. At no point, even if they agree to the first offer the players put in there, they would be making money. They would just be making less money. At no point would they be losing money.
Yeah. And guys, before some of you say, well, baseball players are millionaires too. 63% of Major League Baseball players, that includes minor leaguers, make under $1 million. Under $1 million. There's a ton of minor leaguers that you guys do not know about in single A, low A ball, double A, that have been playing for years, that have to share rooms with 3 other teammates, that are on the road more than half of the year, that don't get to see their family. I mean, there's paychecks from guys in low A ball that are equivalent to about $40,000 a year. So what they said was, as inflation has gone up and as the economy has risen, prices have risen for everything else, you need to keep up with the times. So should our pay thresholds increase. Because guess what? The owners' pockets are going up as everything else is going up, but they're keeping the pay rates the same, if not lower. And that doesn't make sense in any line of business, especially one as profitable as a major league sport in America, where you're making billions no matter how good your team is. You go look up and see how much the worst team in baseball made last year. The absolute worst. And I dare you to compare that to a competitor in the real world where it said, oh, my business was the worst amongst all tire companies in the world. My business was the worst amongst all car companies in the world. And see what happens to your business. But guess what? You're seeing about $38 billion in profit being the worst team in your league. Tell me that makes sense.
I don't know about 38 billion in profit.
Well, and no. I'm like 38 million. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said billion. I don't know why I said billion. That's just me. I'm going crazy, guys.
And kind of separate to the point, but something that always kind of grinded my gears. And Joey, tell me how this makes any sense. This has really nothing to do with the lockout or anything. This just has to do with baseball, professional sports in general. Is the price of concessions at the game. If a convenience store, you go to your neighborhood 7-Eleven, can sell me a tall Arizona iced tea for 99 cents. And they're getting it at wholesale prices, but they're not buying nearly the volume that a major league stadium is buying. So they're getting it at even less prices than your neighborhood convenience store. And they're selling it for $1. And you go and you get a 20-ounce tall boy from the stadium. You're looking at $12, $14. I don't get it.
Jake, if you look at what it costs.
I've never understood concessions at a professional sports game.
Not just concessions, man. Think about actually going, like right now, if you want to go to an away game, we could just call it baseball. Say you want to go watch the Phillies play in Atlanta, right? Want to play the Atlanta Braves, just a regular game. You're going to have to calculate flight, hotel, price of your ticket, parking, and Uber to get down there. Like you said, concessions, beer, you name it. You're looking at an obscene amount of money just to watch one game. This isn't to bring your family to the park anymore. This isn't, father and son and, can go with his friend to a game anymore. Absolutely not, because the prices are outrageous. So again, these are all little things where if you're feeling sorry for these owners, you're wrong. You got another thing coming. You're wrong.
Like, I would like to know the markup on just the concessions. You figure you're buying insanely amount bulk of Bud Light seltzers, and you're selling them for $14 a drink. That's got to be. I mean, they're probably getting them for less than $1 a can, wholesale. Probably get them,
especially if they're a sponsor of the park or something like that too.
You're talking about a 1,400% markup. And I know people that have worked for it, not like the minor league, like for the Phillies, worked at, I guess for Citizens Bank Park, where they're working in concessions. they're not making crazy money.
No.
They're not making anything crazy. Yet you have a 1,400% markup. And then you're charging, I mean, look, I'll even tell you $1 Dog Night's even a ripoff. It's just compared to every other day, it's a godsend. $1 for a hot dog's even pricey. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'll crush 14 dogs at $1 Dog Night every time. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, throw even a couple pocket dogs in there. Just keep them wrapped in tinfoil in your pockets. Pull it out in the 8th inning. You're still golden. But I don't know. It's gone on a tangent here where I'm just like, the whole organization, top down, at every level, you're getting ripped off. You could any true Bengals fan, the average Joe, they weren't going to the Super Bowl. You're looking the lowest price was $3,700, something like that, to get in there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the average fan cannot enjoy their team like they want to. You just can't. Like, it's almost borderline impossible. And these owners' pockets are lined, guys, lined. And they're sitting here quibbling over pennies on the dollar when they're going to be making millions and billions regardless.
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy to me. This game doesn't exist without the players. The game can exist without owners, but it does not exist without the players. I really am at the point now where I would love nothing more than the downfall of baseball to fall on these owners, to fall on Rob Manfred, to see Bryce Harper playing in Tokyo, to see Mike Trout playing in Mexico, to see guys like that just going elsewhere and seeing the league suffer until you can get a fair labor deal in there. And I would love to see it just because I want to see the pain on that many rich people.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and look, it's not like it's absurd. What did we see at the last hockey lockout? You saw Claude Giroux in Russia. We're not even going to mention Russia right now. You saw them in other countries. Like, you saw these major leaguers in whatever respective sport, they will go and play somewhere else. It's what they love to do. They have a love for the game. And obviously it's their profession, it's their livelihood. But look, when it comes down to it, they have a love for the game and they're going to play it. And they're not happy. You see everybody out there just memes, and it's all like tongue in cheek, ha ha ha. But they want to be playing the game.
But Jake, not only that, this is a dog eat dog industry, sports.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not practicing, playing, or staying on top of your game, the next guy in line is going to take your job.
Yeah.
So you have to play to stay on it.
Yeah, you got guys towards the end of their career trying to milk everything they can out of it, not only financially, but also they know they only have a few more years in the bigs. Like their whole lifelong dream was to make it there, and they made it there. And you want to be there as long as you can, because when it's over, it's over. And,
Absolutely.
And
I couldn't agree more.
You're taking away precious time. You're taking away precious time from guys that just want to live out the rest of their dream. Like it's horrific, absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. But you know what? Let's switch it up to something that is fun to talk about, and that's the 76ers right now. Like, we can talk about ticket prices, we can talk about stadiums. Watching them on TV, I'm completely content with, because it is some of the most entertaining basketball I can remember watching my entire life. Remember we had Gina on a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I remember when it was fun watching Spencer Hawes get like that rare double-double. And you're like, yeah, Spencer Hawes, 17 rebounds. Yeah. Joel Embiid is doing things no human at his size, no human in general, should be able to do.
Absolutely.
And I am hoping and praying that people are truly watching in awe of what they're witnessing.
Not only that, there has been nothing, but it's just funny to see the media narrative of whenever something good is going on in Philadelphia, because the association with rowdy fans or Philly in general, the media switch up. This whole time, Ben Simmons quit on the team. This whole time, Ben Simmons didn't have an injury. He had to show up to physicals and practice and everything like that, was never diagnosed with a back injury, never diagnosed with mental illness, never diagnosed with anything. He just decided not to play. James Harden had a hamstring injury. And for the people that say he was faking the hamstring injury, guess what? When he was traded to the Sixers doctors did not clear him to play.
No, they said let's give him some time. He needs a little more time.
The Sixers just lost Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond. And the guy that they just picked up, James Harden, so that's the fourth player, they said, no, you can't play. Your hamstring isn't good enough. We don't feel right to clear you yet. That was the Sixers. So how could James Harden fake that on the Nets and then convince a new staff that it wasn't hurt when they're paid professionals to do the same thing? But yet here you have the national media saying, oh, James Harden's not going to be a good fit. He's going to flake. He's not going to pass. It's just one-on-one ISO ball. I'm sorry. Who was the guy that quit? I'm sorry. Who's the guy that has 28 assists in 2 games? I'm sorry. Who's top 3 in the league in assists? Not the non-shooting point guard. Not the non-shooting, non-jump shot, non-free throw making, non-three-point
Joe, he plays for
shooting
Philadelphia. He can't be good.
Yeah. The other guy is top 3 in assists. And you see the Instagram of Sixers like Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, Thibault, Joe, all like jumping in joy, like pictures with Harden, hugging each other, the wins, this and that. This is such a beautiful fit. And if you know basketball and you've ever watched a pick and roll, the Harden and Embiid pick and roll or pick and pop is unstoppable, period. You were wrong if you thought this wasn't going to be a good fit. You need to worry about the fit in Brooklyn because right now the Sixers look really good.
Let's not just brush past Ben. Not that you were, but I'm saying let's stick right there for a little bit. There's a number of things I want to say about bitch ass Ben Simmons. Did you listen to his introductory press conference with the Nets?
I saw bits and pieces, like clips. I don't know if I listened to the whole thing.
I like to listen to various true crime podcasts, and there's occasions where they'll play the audio of a 911 call of somebody, and they'll go and send that to it's not a speech language pathologist, but like somebody that really dives into deep into the science behind the words that people choose and how that really goes back to their personality and stuff that's just subconscious, out of their control. Something that really stuck out to me, and I know it stuck out to some other people as well because I heard them talking about it, like other Philly beat writers and everything, was when he was talking about like what are you thinking practicing here with the Nets and everything. He said, it's I'm not exactly quoting, but the gist of it will be accurate. He was like, yeah, it's crazy to watch guys like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving playing alongside me. Not it's crazy to be playing alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They're playing alongside him. It's crazy to watch these guys playing along. It's crazy to have these guys playing alongside of me.
Did he not have Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler playing alongside him too?
But what I'm saying is it's not him with them. It's them with him. Everything is him. Yeah. Like you send that to any expert in speech pathology and everything, they'll say subconsciously that's just him. It's all about him. Me. Kevin Durant, arguably one of the greatest shooters, greatest point scorers of all time in the NBA. It's crazy to have him running alongside of me. It's not crazy for you. Like, and some people are like, look, you're being stupid. Like I would agree with you if it wasn't for his history of it all being about him. If it wasn't for his history of I'm not going to play because Doc didn't answer a question and didn't shut them all down and say, you know what, the rest of our team, it has nothing to do with them. It's all Ben. Like, what did you want him to say here? There's 4 other starters, 6, 7 other players in the team, and you want him to just say, no, we can 100%. Ben's not the problem. It's everybody else's reason that we lost. It's the history behind it that when he says something like that, it just sticks out to you. Like, huh? Yeah, it really is all about you, asshole. Like,
I think it always has been about Ben. If you think about it, it's almost like he cared more about Rookie of the Year than he did the way we finished the season. For a while there,
look at him anytime in the week or two leading up to the All-Star voting.
Oh yeah, the campaigning and
30 points, triple doubles every night.
And my thing is Brett Brown even told him, well, you look at in press conferences now. Joel Embiid will go to Tyrese Maxey and he's like, I told you to shoot that thing. Like, stop dribbling, shoot it. Like, if you're open, shoot it. Even something I love that James Harden said about Tobias Harris, because they asked James Harden about, hey, Tobias hasn't really found his feel, his groove with you guys yet. He said, he'll get there. He's like, I'm on Tobias's ass. One thing I told him, I was like, hey, Stop pump faking and dribbling. He's like, when I kick it to you off the double, just pull it. You can make those shots. You may be 2 of 10 to start, but you're going to hit your next 4, your next 6. Just shoot that thing. So that's constructive criticism without putting your player down. The Sixers would do that with Ben, and he would just go into a shell.
Yeah.
He would absolutely go into a shell. And Brett Brown even said one time, not to bring up Brett Brown, he was like, I just want you to shoot 3 threes again. I don't care if you go 0 for 3, but the fact that you're going to pull up.
He said in a press conference, I want 1 3 a game.
Yeah. He said 3, but he said, I'll settle for 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But and he even said, he's like, I don't care if you miss all of them, but the fact that you're willing to shoot them means the defense has to adjust, means we get more spacing, means we can call more plays, mean the pick and roll can be ran differently and at different angles on the court. We can do that. Teams can't switch. Teams can't do this. But instead, he was just like, no, I'm not going to do it. No. Like, come on, man. It's not about you, like you said. It's about the team, not about you.
I want you to work with this insanely qualified, just has all kinds of accolades and everything, shot doctor. No, I'm going to work with my brother.
Yeah, because that's helped before.
Yeah, your brother. Like,
by the way, Jake, when they keep stats, like when you go to like
LeVar Ball would be a better shooting coach than your brother.
Who would?
LeVar Ball. What's his name?
LeVar Ball. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a better shooting coach than Ben Simmons' brother.
And Jake, correct me. Like when you go to look up stats, like if I say, hey, how many 3-pointers did Steph Curry make last year? They show you his NBA stats, right?
Hmm?
They don't show you like open gym over the summer stats. Do they include those?
No, they don't. They don't.
Okay,
have
that's not included. All right.
His
So those
Instagram
3-pointers don't
stats?
count?
His Instagram stats now?
Yeah, those like warming up before a game and those threes, they don't count?
They don't. They do not. No.
See, I wasn't aware of that. Now I learned something new every day. Now that I know that those don't count, I can see why the Sixers maybe wanted him to shoot them in the game. So
yeah,
good luck, Brooklyn.
You got guys like Joe Burrow encouraging when he asks, like, what's the piece of advice you can give to young athletes, and he says, work in silence. Nobody cares about your Instagram workouts and all. I mean, that was just right to Ben Simmons. I mean, it wasn't, but it was. Like, nobody cares.
And you know what, Jake, too?
There's the slogan that I don't know what Nike use it, who use it, and it's just, what's the slogan? It's like, no one cares, work harder, something like that.
Yeah,
like no one cares, work harder.
Not only
that's
that,
like a Kobe thing or something.
What you see on Instagram too is just like some of these fitness models. They're not going to post the pic where they have cellulite or rolls showing or a crease in their side. They're not going to do that. They're going to post the best picture. The stuff that you see on Instagram, you're only going to see guys making shots.
Oh, yeah, he's not going to show you
catches, making perfect throws. They're not showing you the incompletions, the misses, the turnovers. That's not what social media is for. So to view that as something, a stepping stone to go forward, it's false. It's fool's gold.
Oh, 100%. So that's enough on Ben Simmons, because I said it before, he's a pussy. Like, get out of here. Well, he already is out of here. So
yeah,
happy days, we're here again. Look, Sixers are winning the shit, man. Like, until I see anything to the contrary, like that's it. That's it.
I've loved watching the Sixers play a game where someone else other than Joe can create a shot one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
And
you're seeing everybody benefiting.
And everybody's getting involved. That's the thing. Harden has 28 assists in 2 games. That's insane. So for all the naysayers that were like, oh, he's going to one-on-one, he's going to one. Yeah, when he one-on-one somebody, he's beating them, okay? Yeah. And then when he beats them, and if your man leaves, he passes it to you. Same thing if he's doubled. He's passing to the open guy. Like
on a laser. These passes, this ball is flying around. I said it 7 times. I'll say it 20 more. I haven't seen passing like this since the Tim Duncan Spurs.
And it's so funny because I see people talk all the time on like Twitter, social media. They're like, oh, Harden's just ISO ball. Harden's ISO ball. Harden's ISO ball. Kyrie and KD had more isolation percentage in the Nets offense than Harden did. And for them to say Harden never plays, he always quits, he's always hurt. Harden has played more games for the Nets than Kevin Durant has. So you add those 2 factors in, the fact that both of them had more isolation percentage than Harden, and Harden's played more games for the Nets than KD has. What are y'all talking about? You act you can look this type of stuff up. Stop just saying shit just to say it.
No, it's absolutely ridiculous. And like you touched on, it's just this whole, Philadelphia narrative. Nothing can be good in Philadelphia. They're a terrible city, terrible fans. Whatever. I mean, we've got to be one of the top favorites to win it all. And look, you can get the Sixers to win it all right now at 7-1 odds. That's good numbers.
Do it.
Place a few bucks on it. Send us a nice little thank you at the end. We'll be happy to accept that. But I don't know. I could talk about the 76ers and Harden and everything all night. One thing I really want to touch on before we go over to the Eagles is I am a little nervous about Doc Rivers. I've been very vocally against Glenn Rivers. I still don't think he's earned his doctorate in coaching yet. He was quoted saying, look, with Harden being on the team, I will always have one of Joel or Harden on the floor at all times. And that's great. But foul trouble, things just getting off to a slow start and all that will change in an instant. We've said with football, we'll say it with basketball, the number one sign of intelligence in a coach is their ability to adapt. I'm really, really hoping that that's the case here with Doc Rivers because he is just proven time and time again to be the least clutch coach in NBA history. And that's honestly the number one thing I'm nervous about heading into the end of the regular season, into the postseason, is just him being the head coach, him being the captain of this ship.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been critical of Doc too, or Glenn. I've been very critical of him as well. And I just think now there's no more excuses. So if we get to a situation where, we're in the playoffs and we have a big lead, like we blew 2 22-point leads in the playoffs where we ended up losing the game. One of them was at home. So, I mean, I don't even want to get into that. But, yeah, if that happens again, you have to look at the common denominator. And the common denominator there is coaching because we have different players. You have a better Maxey, an MVP Embiid, and you have James Harden. So you can't tell me with that new influx of players and play type that this is happening again. So, yeah, it would have to be on him. But, look, I think James Harden is coming in. He's being very vocal, and he's becoming like a player coach as well from what I've seen. So hopefully that kind of gels with everything and allows Doc to be a little less hands-on, and then we'll make it better for the Sixers, obviously, in the playoffs. Just let the boys play ball. Just let them play.
Exactly. And you touched on it a second ago, like having somebody other than Joel to be able to create those shots, create those points makes it huge in the playoffs when you're coming into the final couple possessions or the final possession and you need a point. You know that you can go a number of different ways. Like at this point, you can possibly even the defense will have to think about Maxey.
Absolutely.
Like he's been lights out with his one blink of an eye. He's from beyond the arc to in the paint. Boom, like that. The fastest player in the NBA. And that's all with the addition of James Harden. It creates so many different things that will make it so much harder on an NBA defense where they're just thinking, all right, let's double Joel. And look, if Tobias Harris or Danny Green beats us, then so be it.
And that's fine. We know Toby can get hot. We know Danny Green can get hot from the corner. If that's the way it is, look, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Doesn't matter what the sport. I don't care who scores, what their stats are. If it helps my team win, that's all I care about. So if Danny Green's got to drop 30 and Harden's only going to have 10, or Tobias has got to drop 30 and Joe only has 10, and we still get the win, hey, let's go. Let's keep
W to W. That's all that matters. So we're hopping into football now. And to lead us off in the football segment, we have excellent listener, Sam Mustafa, Eagle Sam, as you know him. Let's have him come on. He has a really awesome announcement that he wanted to allow us and our platform to be the way that he wanted to share it out. Sam, how are you doing, brother? You need a second, or are you good to go, bud?
Woo!
There we go.
He's
Loving
ready
the
to go.
energy.
Baby, how are we doing tonight?
Man, the way those shadows are flying, you're moving buck 10 out there, Mach 5.
40 miles an hour and a 35.
Whoa there.
This is Cleveland. We get away with 50. We ain't got no traffic cameras.
Shoot. Well, you need a minute, or you
No,
You
baby.
good?
No. We finally got good service. Just for some reason, didn't have good service where I was. I was very surprised.
Hey, you're all good, man. You're all good. So yeah, you've got some really awesome things for those that don't know. He is the Huskies what, special teams coordinator and athletic director, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, sir. Those would be my titles.
Man.
You know.
Started out as what was your original? You were like a assistant secondary coach, towel boy, something like that. What'd you start out with?
You know what, man? It was really hard when I was just a water boy. Because we were used to run out of water, and I just never felt like, I felt like we need to step up our game and go
You
to
were dishing
Gatorade.
out some high quality H2O.
Yeah, and then we switched over to Gatorade and started winning games. It's amazing how the science works.
Gatorade.
I love it. I love it.
No, originally, they just had me come in to talk with all the kids, because these kids do come from rougher backgrounds, the underprivileged areas of Cleveland and actually across the nation. We had a couple kids from Texas, a kid from California, kids from the East Coast. So we really did have a mixed bag of nuts, but, I want all these nuts on my team because, all these guys are really good. They're really good kids. They all got good grades. Not a single one of them were put on the bench due to bad grades, which means that
It's excellent.
we're pushing the program in the right direction. We're pushing the right narrative. Do your schoolwork, show up on the field. The results will speak. Because as long as you put your best foot out, you can never say that you never tried. You never can say that you didn't do your best. And that's the important thing. You can never be mad at the results when you know you did your best. So that's what I really take from this position, is that that's what we aim for, and that's what we strive for. The saying goes, we want perfection, but we'll take excellence.
Yeah. No doubt. And I mean, obviously
like
you're turning some heads and really moving the program in the right direction, because like we said, I mean, obviously you didn't start out as a water boy, but you certainly didn't start out where you're at currently. And you, in a short period of time, you've been able to work yourself all the way up to special teams coordinator. And then the big recent accomplishment that you announced not too long ago was being announced as the athletic director for the entire program. I mean, that's, an incredible accomplishment of yourself, and obviously an accomplishment of the team, because if the team wasn't doing well, they wouldn't be like, all right, well, let's promote this guy. So it's really, a testament to you, the players, and the whole organization.
They're a great organization. Coach Howard is fantastic. His wife Veronica is amazing. She is the head of the organization, the nonprofit. This is really a family affair, and I am the only outside member of this group. So it really does take into account that your trust needs to be earned, and it also needs to be sustained. And right now, it's obviously been earned, and now we're going for the sustainment to see where it goes in the next few years. We'll see what my contract looks like. That's the least of my worries, but we'll definitely see what it looks like and how long they plan on keeping me, which I'm assuming is, and if I play my cards right, it's probably for life. Not to toot my own horn, but it might be for life.
There you go. Get a lifetime contract. You get Joey as your manager and agent. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about a thing.
Idea. Bring him up here. I need someone who could tell these kids how to catch, because they drive me crazy sometimes.
I'd love to. Anytime we're talking about receiving or anything like that, I'd definitely love to, Sam. Sam, remind everybody again, what's the name of the school, what you're doing, and where they can find you on Twitter too.
All right, beautiful. My tag is, I don't remember my tag, to be honest with you. I've changed it so many times, but it's was it Black Eagle Sam, some shit like that? Well, excuse me, something like that.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We're going to PG-13 on the podcast. Recent announcement.
I think it's at BLK Eagle Sam. At BLK Eagle Sam.
Beautiful, thank you. You can find me on there, and so we're a nonprofit organization. So we're 501c13. It's what I specialized with my education at a Cleveland State University. So it's in my background to begin with, which is what's really helpful. So we run our education through the Tri-C program, which is our community college. It's the equivalency of whatever community college you might have out by where you guys live. So our kids get their education through there. And then we get donations as a program, and we schedule teams as a college prep. So I guess in the segue, I'll announce the two big teams we're playing, and I guess the marquee matchup that we have this season.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that's the whole big announcement. I'm not going to let you just lead into it like that. We need a little bit better introduction with that. So, obviously, doing some wonderful things over there with the team. And with that, that's all culminated into a pretty impressive schedule. Why don't you tell the listeners and tell the nation about some of the teams you're going to be facing up against this year? Because obviously, it's a major announcement.
All right. Well, we're going to start off with our local games in no particular order. We have Tiffin University on their JV program, Ashland University at their JV program, and be mindful. I believe it was Ashland. Ashland turned out an NFL running back. He went to the Cowboys. So for any of you guys out there who are thinking about college prep or thinking about going just to a D3 school, it can happen. You have to work. That's the end of the discussion. You have to work. I don't want to hear X, Y, and Z when you still got to get through ABC first. So you've got all of this to do. So we have those two teams. We're looking to schedule Erie College, Lake, and those are our local teams. And then
And what's the big hitters?
The big hitters, Army and Navy again. We're going to play their academy teams one more time. We got them on the schedule. We had a really good experience on base with them. They appreciated our professionalism, and so they've invited us back to Rhode Island and New York.
Excellent. That's incredible. And then I know we've got one more for all the marbles.
For all the marbles, this is to cement the program as a top-tier prep program. We are playing IMG Academy down in Florida, October 28th, 6 p.m. We're trying to get that to be a nationalized televised game.
Oh, no doubt. And you're trying to get Talking 2 and 5 to be the broadcasters for it. Joey Kane, Jake B in the booth, calling the games.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know if does Trey Thomas coach at IMG? Or
you know what? I'm still getting familiar with all the coaches because I'm going to be, this is a new position for me, as we've discussed. I'm still getting to know the coaches. I'm good with the Naval Academy football coaching staff. They do like me. They talked to me individually after the game last year, which was great. So I'm still learning names and faces and things like that because it really is very new.
If he does coach there, it is not on his Twitter bio. I can tell you that.
Okay, I don't know who it was, but I was almost positive that a former Eagle coached at IMG in some capacity. I don't, it's not like head coach or anything like that, but in some capacity. But either way, that's excellent for the program.
Oh, 100%. Sorry, I lost a little bit of service. You know how this 5G is. It's not everywhere.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, and it's ironically what I sell for for my football is what I like to do. My day job is just working at Verizon.
Well, there certainly is a connection with the Eagles and IMG Academy. With in 2018, the first time that our Philadelphia Eagles met Jordan Mailata was Jeff Stoutland going down to IMG Academy and meeting with Jordan Mailata as he went through the International Player Pathway Program. That's where they first met and had their first interaction. So definitely a connection right there. And at one point, it looks like in 2021, Trey Thomas did land a job. I'm trying to at IMG Academy. I don't know if he's still currently there, but at least as of last season, he was a coach and he was there. Looks like I'm guessing he would be their offensive line coach. Offensive line coach. Yep, he is the IMG Academy's offensive line coach.
That would make sense. Look at that, and I guess I'm going to be facing off against some experts.
Sharing the sideline with Trey Thomas, man. That's awesome.
Man, there's just a lot of memories coming back now thinking about his days. Holy crud.
No doubt.
Honestly, at the end of the day, whoever we line up against, coaches versus coaches, players versus players, the objective is do our best, play the game as clean as you can, and
dethrone the king.
Dethrone the king. It's just such a baffling thing that you get the chance to dethrone or the attempt to dethrone somebody, and you're And usually people they have the notion that you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, you know what? In my
Why
mind,
not
with
us,
these guys,
right?
you can. You
Yeah.
can.
Any given Sunday, man. Any given Saturday. Any given Friday.
know-
Why not us? Right? Why
Well,
not us?
Exactly, and I'm just thinking right now because my objective for this game, not to give too much away, but it really does make sense. I want to figure out
Score
on
more
special
points
teams.
than them.
I want to figure out on special teams how to get us extra possessions, because if we could have 14 possessions and they can only have 11 or 12, well, that's 2 more chances we have to score. You only get football works in a way where you only get about 12 possessions per game. In the pros and in college, I think it's about 13, 14. So, I really, really want to make sure that, I play these numbers right and try to put the numbers in our favor, because if I could do that at least, then I know that we can put our team in a better position to win. Because if they don't have the ball as much, they can't score as often.
It certainly makes it a lot harder. Well, Sam, we can't thank you enough for coming on and for everything that you do for the podcast, and you being a long time listener from the OG days, from the hit 'em low, hit 'em high days.
Hold up. There we go. I'm parked in my own driveway, so
there we
you
go.
can get me on
There
here.
we go.
Look at Joe. Look at his smile. That grin is from cheek to cheek.
No doubt. That's all for you, brother. That's all for you. We love seeing you succeed. We love that you love us and are allowing us to be the platform that you want to make this incredible announcement for yourself and for the program. So obviously we're all going to be following the team closely. We're going to be doing the best we can to get out to as many games as we can. I know you said a game in Rhode Island. That's not too far from me. I'm hoping I can finagle it where I can make it up there for that game. And
we got to get
maybe
you
I'll
on
head
base.
on over to Ohio.
We got to get you on base.
Oh yeah, they'll love my beard. They'll love it.
Remember, we were detained twice outside of the Naval Academy last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we have our challenges,
I can beat those numbers. Well, Sam, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see everything that you and the program are going to be putting out this year.
Hey, can I get a hell yeah?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Sam. Appreciate it, brother.
Love you guys. Thank you.
YEA.
I did have the right sounder, right? The HEL.
You're right. You had it right going. Yeah, perfect.
There we go. Now, really awesome stuff. I mean, IMG Academy is absolutely no joke. They're one of the top JUCO prep, college prep schools in the entire nation.
But they're going down that week. Going down that week.
Going down. The Huskies are coming into town, and they're taking IMG with them.
Yeah.
No, it's awesome. And it's awesome. And like you said, you were right on with Trey Thomas. So, being able to share a sideline with a guy like him, an incredible player, obviously an incredible coach, to land a position at that powerhouse of an organization is really incredible. And they take their football serious in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And no more serious than in that level of play than IMG Academy. So certainly an accomplishment, certainly one that we're going to be tuned into. And I really hope that it does get a national broadcast, because that'd be really impressive. And I know it would make those players' lives.
That might be an ESPN game. You never know.
Oh yeah. No, and it would make those players' lives to be able to say they played football on ESPN. So we're certainly hoping for that, and we're going to do anything and everything we can to spread the word for that team and for that game and get as much audience as we can for them.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
So we'll talk Eagles real quick, wrapping up the episode. There's something more that we wanted to talk a little sports, talk some lockout, talk a little Sixers, but we wanted to also give Sam this platform to make that awesome announcement. So we'll kind of wrap the episode up quickly. Joey, what kind of thoughts do you have about the Birds? Ahead in the combine really kind of kicked off today. Draft's always going. Free agency is going to start in a week or two here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I got to start to put back on my Howie hat and realize how Howie does business. I like doing a lot of mock drafts and stuff like that. And we're going to be watching the combine and getting excited for some of these players.
And am I mistaken that in a week or two, we have both of our official Talking 2 and 5 7-round Eagles mock?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. I believe that was coming up. So nice.
I try putting out, if you follow my Twitter, I try putting out a little bit of the mocks that I do from here and there. But just like social media, like we talked about earlier, I only post the good ones. I don't post the bad ones. So I don't post the ones where I'm stuck without a player I like. But, with putting on the Howie hat and the combine coming up, I got to tell myself, look, we're not making 3 first-round picks. Just no matter what, we'll make 2. We'll maybe make 1, but we will not make 3. Or in that position, we won't make 3. And then also, guys, I don't need you to tweet out, and I'm probably going to be victim of it too, what Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd run in the 40, jump, short shuttle, anything. They could break records. They could look amazing. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Howie's not going to do it. It's just never going to happen. We're not going to take a linebacker in the first round, no matter how good it looks.
Just like we didn't trade for James Harden.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's different because the Sixers
Your dark arts in it again, man. You're jinxing it into existence. I like it.
I gotta jinx it into existence, man, because it hasn't happened. It's never happened. Be prepared for 2 picks, a D lineman, and then I'm gonna say honestly, don't be surprised if it's another receiver. Don't be.
No.
I don't want it to be. I think it should be a D lineman and a corner. But this is Howie Roseman. I mean, Lito was the last corner that we took in the first round, guys. The last corner that this team has taken in the first round. They take receivers in the first round a lot. So I wouldn't be surprised with a D lineman and a receiver, but don't get your hopes up on Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean.
No, I'm kind of with you in that same thought process. Well, I'm going to kind of hold my picks tight to the chest and save them for the Talking 2M5 7-round mock draft. I will tell you though, there's a punter in there, so got that one going for you. I know nobody's really surprised following me that I have a kicker in my mock draft. But yeah, we're going to give our full 7-round Eagles mock draft. We might even, I know we were talking about doing a possible full round 1 mock, all 32 picks. So maybe we can sit down and try and work out a full round 1 mock where we see.
I would love to do that.
Maybe we both put them out there, have a little friendly wager going, the most correct picks. We'll get some kind of a prize or something.
I like that. I like that. As long as I get to make the Cowboys pick and absolutely make it the worst pick of all time, I'm down.
No doubt. So, yeah, wrapping up the end of this episode, going on even a little longer than we had originally planned, but never enough time to talk some Philly sports. So, Joey, final thought.
My final thought is Rob Manfred.
You keep taking mine. You keep taking them. So I'll go the positive route. My final thought, Philadelphia 76ers going to the chip. Book it, baby.